Hello, Jay here, welcome to Eons of Battle, and today we're going to make the channel's first ever terrain tutorial. Now today I'm making a piece of ruined wall. The first thing I did was I started out with a piece of foam, and then I just began shaping it into a length of destroyed wall. On the top of the piece I beveled the edges just a little bit, and then on the sides I just used my knife to quickly tear chunks off of it. I then inserted my blade and rotated it to get an effect as if large bullets or mortars had blown holes in the side of the building. Then used a pencil to push it through to the other side, and then I took a small toothpick and started punching holes as if they were smaller bullet holes, and then applied a little bit of hot glue and glued it onto the CD, making sure to cover the hole in the middle of the CD. I then took some Durham's water putty and applied it to the entire base to give it a little bit of definition. And then while that was still wet, I then began applying the first course of small little details and extras. I used cork and pieces of plasticard just to add a little bit more interest to the base of the model. I then allowed that to dry and applied wood glue to the entire surface of the piece. I'm not going to show it here, but I did the exact same steps to the other side. So as you can see, I applied the glue to the entire thing, and then I applied my flocking material. I used a medium grit, and then I went with a coarse grit, fine grit sand. Then allowed it to dry, and then took a little what was left of the wood glue, and then used it to glue small pieces of sprue that I had cut to act as bricks, just to add further embellishing to the model. I then primed the entire model white, and then began with a heavy coat of a light gray. Now you don't want to use your nice acrylics that you use on your models for this project, as you're probably going to be doing several of these, or just covering such a large surface that you'd probably use up a small pot of paint. So you can pretty much just use any type of cheap acrylic paint that you'd find from a craft store. I then moved on to a dry brushing of a darker shade of gray. It doesn't have to be perfect, you're just trying to add a little bit of a lighting effect to it. I then mixed a 50-50 mixture of black paint and water to act as a wash. I applied it very generously to the entire model. Then allowed that to dry, and then began with another light dry brushing of the original color that I used, which was light gray. Make sure to hit all the raised edges, and don't let it get it too solid in any places. I made sure to hit all of the edges, especially on the wall, to give it a little bit of definition. As you can see, this is a very long step. I then went ahead and started adding some darker gray and blacks to the inside of the craters to make it look like it was still burnt and charred from the explosion that took place there. And there you have it, one piece of terrain. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Thanks for watching.